stick to what you do well. A lot of time from the user perspective, they're content creators. Create that content and let the experts get that content where you want it to be so that you can monetize it, and then everybody's happy.
You brought up the magic word, media over quick.
Ultra low latency is critical in iGaming or auctions, like we've been talking about. I mean, a second lag can impact trust, user trust, fairness.
Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm joined by Scott Whitcomb from Osprey Video, a company that's been shaping professional video capture and encoding for more than 2 decades. Today, we're talking about how Osprey integrates with nanocosmos and why they've chosen to participate in our partnership program called nanoStream Ready. This is an initiative designed to make it easier for solution providers to build reliable, ultra-low latency streaming workflows. Scott and I will dig into what that partnership means for Osprey's customers, how it impacts their business, and where he sees the streaming industry heading next. Scott, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Glenn.
Let's talk a little bit about Osprey for a second. For anybody that's unfamiliar, give us a quick overview of Osprey Video, what you offer, and what you do there.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, as you mentioned, we've been around for, I think you said more than 2 decades, which is correct. We started out as a video capture company, I believe, in like 1995. We built our reputation on high quality video capture and encoding solutions. Trusted across broadcast, government, live events, enterprise markets. I am the chief revenue officer, which means I oversee sales, partnership, go-to-market strategy.
So a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. I think really my goal is about, connecting great technology with real world workflows and, making streaming simpler and more reliable for our customers ultimately.
How have you seen Osprey and your role evolve as streaming workflows have become more cloud-centric?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a huge shift. We used to focus primarily on, just on-premise hardware for contribution and capture, right? So we were just, a box, basically, right? But, over the last few years, everything has become, more about flexibility, more about cloud integration. So, our role as Osprey has evolved from that, like I mentioned, that box to, something I like to call just it's like a workflow enabler, right? Whether it's encoding directly to the cloud or integrating with real-time streaming platforms. Yeah. Now it's like we're that bridge to that cloud transition. But before then, it was almost like, I think when we started, before I was even here, we were like DVR ultimately. Like the cloud was a server that was sitting on a desk, right? So that has been a major transition.
So let's flip into this nanoStream Ready program. When I brought this to you to be a part of, I mean, you've been a partner of nanocosmos for a long time. You've been integrated with our service, but so you were one of the first that we invited in to be part of this formal program. What attracted you to participate in nanoStream Ready?
I mean, for us, it came down to, I think trust, alignment of our teams. Nanocosmos has a great reputation for ultra low latency streaming. Our customers were increasingly looking for solutions that could deliver interactive, real-time experiences. The nanoStream Ready program gave us a way to validate interoperability and give customers the confidence that Osprey encoders in nanoStream Cloud, they would just work, right? It would just work out of the box. The performance was guaranteed. And that's just a core tenet of us as a company. And truly meeting you guys, meeting your founders, meeting you, it was like the obviously the product is key, But for me, I think almost even more for that is just the way that we can align our personalities and our way of going to business together is always just a key for me when it comes to partnerships.
Do you feel like you have access to everybody within our company that you need to have access to make
Oh,
these things happen?
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, very much so.
Um, what made it appealing from a business perspective?
Yeah, I think the biggest appeal was it just shortens our customers' time to deployment, right? So, when we can tell a customer like this workflow is tested, certified, supported, it just reduces the friction and accelerates the adoption. It also strengthens our credibility, being part of an ecosystem that prioritizes low latency, reliability, global delivery. Um, it fits perfectly within our brand promise ultimately. Like that's what we do. So, making sure that people they can get it done. People don't have time. Unfortunately,
You don't
most
have
of the time,
time
not
to
a lot of
figure it out.
time.
Right.
They don't have time to figure it out. So part of our role is to figure that out for them.
Osprey Video works with a wide range of industries, live events, government, broadcast, sports. Where does this partnership create the most impact?
I would say the strongest, it would probably be, live interactive workflows, auctions, iGaming, those customers that rely on like near instant response times. Um, when Osprey, when we came together, when we come together, we get that broadcast level sub-second latency, and that's a game changer when it comes to engagement and just the overall viewer experience.
Have you had any feedback from customers or partners that have seen both Osprey Video and nanoStream working together?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've had a few joint customers just as of late that are, a lot of what I say, a lot of my answers come from the feedback in the field, right? So like people are telling us this. So like this isn't just like I'm making up this marketing speak to say, oh, this is going to sound cool. Like this is what we hear, and that's how we build our roadmap, right? We
Well, this
build
is
the
what the
roadmap.
customers are saying to you.
This is what they're saying. So, and they're saying that because we listened to them 3 years ago. They said, we want to make this happen over time as we see this industry shifting into more of these live interactive workflows. It's always good to hear, great, everything's working fine. Like, obviously, that's what you want. But truly, a lot of times for me, it's like when I hear feedback from customers that say, man, I didn't like this, or gosh, if you would do this instead of this, that's where it's not a short term fix, but it's something that as you grind, sooner or later, those things come into a real world POC, and then we're a step ahead of the game, right? So listening, it's invaluable getting the feedback from, the street, if you will.
Let's get a little more technical. Tell me how someone that's using an Osprey video encoder integrates with NanoStream Cloud. How are our customers merging the two technologies together?
I mean, typical setup, the Osprey encoder brings in a live video, from a camera, switcher, production feed, whatever that might be. What our encoders can, they have optimized H.264 or H.265 profiles, so ABC or HEVC. That stream is sent directly to NanoStream Cloud via RTMP or SRT. And then you guys handle the global distribution and playback and ultra low latency delivery. And ultimately, together, it's a seamless contribution to play out path that, delivers glass to glass latency of under a second. So for us, it's like simple terms. We're the on ramp and you guys are the, kind of the highway to deliver.
Did you integrate like a drop down setting for connecting to NanoCosmos in your
Yes.
products?
Yep, we do. Yeah.
Tell
So
me a little bit more about that, and has there been any feedback? Is that helpful to your
yeah,
customers?
so we started out, we had a whip integration, and that is actually transitioned into a RTMP, which also then on your end delivers to the MOQ, so the media over quick application. So again, that lends another, it's not just a marketing piece that we talk about. We have this partnership. It's really an API level integration. You get the box, you open the box, you have a drop down menu. NanoCosmos goes down, the UI opens up, and you have customized settings that are going to go directly up into your platform.
You brought up the magic word, media over quick. Uh,
Oh
so
man, I don't know if I know enough about it to speak intelligently, but I'll try.
let's just talk about its effect on real-time applications like iGaming and auctions and live commerce. How important is that ultra-low latency that we're seeing with media over quick?
I mean, ultra low latency is critical, obviously. I mean, the latency, that's the difference between, a live experience and a delayed broadcast. I mean, in iGaming or auctions, like we've been talking about, I mean, a second lag can impact trust, user trust, fairness, whatever you want to say. Yeah, I mean, technology like MOQ are super promising. I mean, that's exciting for us. We definitely are taking it seriously from an engineering perspective. Coming out of IBC, you can see, I think there's a user group now. There's a lot of talk about it. It's kind of understanding how it's going to work from a technology stack perspective for us. But again, for us as a company, as hey, we are this on ramp to these platforms. All these platforms are critical to us, and we want to be agnostic to be able to say, hey, we're delivering with MOQ, or we're doing SRT, or we're doing Dixie, or we're doing WIP, or we're doing whatever. We say, perfect. We can work exactly with that. So, how important is ultra low latency on these industries? I mean, I think it's the most critical piece, really. I mean, and I think it's the most critical piece by a long shot.
And what's nice is you're able to, like you said, you want to be platform agnostic, but you want to make it easy for your customers to choose the right platform for their needs
Yep.
and connect easily.
Yep. Exactly.
When a customer combines Osprey hardware with nanoStream cloud, what does that unlock in terms of, we've talked about low latency, but also about reliability?
Yeah, reliability, predictability, I mean, our encoders are built for 24/7 operation with stability. NanoStream Cloud provides the global distributed playback, right? But you combine those two things and you have, a broadcast grade solution that can be used to, achieve all sorts of outcomes in all kinds of different markets that maybe before couldn't afford to get into these markets, didn't have the budgets for, quote unquote broadcast grade. And they do now. I mean, this isn't this isn't a solution that's gonna break the bank, but it's also not a solution that's gonna look unprofessional to the user.
Sure, it wasn't all that long ago where, using quote unquote broadcast quality hardware meant a 30% premium on the
Right.
price.
Yeah, at least, right? I
Yeah.
mean, totally.
When you talk to your customers now, uh, and you hear them start talking about building their own WebRTC stack versus partnering with a proven cloud-based streaming solution, what do you tell them? What's your advice?
My advice would be to go to somebody that knows what they're doing, right? Go to somebody that has been doing this for a long time. I mean, let me step back. For me, I'm going to focus on my core value. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. And our core value is we're a hardware manufacturer, right? And at the same token, it's like if you're going to be building your own like real-time streaming stack that's complex and it's expensive and it takes years or whatever, partner with somebody that knows what they're doing, right? Partner with NanoStream or with NanoCosmos with their cloud product, with you guys, what you guys are doing. Don't try to reinvent some wheel that you just not, it's not going to go to market as expected. I think a lot of people would come and say, we could build this hardware off the shelf. You could do, it's like, there's a lot that goes into what we do. And, you know, I kind of shout it to my engineering team. We make it look easy. It's not.
That's the idea, though, right? Make it look easy.
There's a lot that goes into, producing a hardware encoder that does exactly what you say it's going to do. Um, so yeah, I mean, my advice for everyone down the chain, whether it's a hardware, a platform, a user, stick to what you do well. A lot of time from the user perspective, they're content creators. Create that content and let the experts get that content where you want it to be so that you can monetize it and then everybody's happy. That's kind of the I guess that's
It's
my two
it's
cents.
good advice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's shift a little bit and talk about the streaming market in general, because you've been in this business for a while. So, are you seeing some trends? What are you watching the most closely?
So many things. I mean, just to kind of to keep it within kind of our realm and our conversation. I mean, it's kind of repetitive maybe, but this rise of real time engagement is real. I mean, that is, it's not just watching a video, but interacting with it. Again, going back to two-way communications between auctions and betting and remote production and interactive commerce and all that different stuff is driving the demand for this low latency, instant streaming, instant. Everything is, instant gratification. I want it now. Obviously the AI assisted stuff is also real. Adaptive encoding on the edge is real. I think all these things are going to kind of help redefine, what's possible in these live workflows. Um, and again, for it's really just making sure that we are able to be agnostic to these platforms, agnostic to these workflows, and simple and easy and quick and all the things that ultimately the customers want. So, yeah, there's so many things, man. I could talk all day about the, things I hear. And I think for us, we just got to try to figure out what of these things are real and what are these things are, man, it would be cool if, yeah, sure, it would be cool if you could do whatever, but like, who's really going to do it? And, at the end of the day, um, who's going to watch it? Because more eyeballs, more money. And that's kind of just how the
Right.
way the world works, right?
Looking forward next couple of years, what's exciting to you about what's happening in live streaming?
I do think MOQ, low latency streaming, it's moving. The thing that makes it exciting for me is all these things are moving from, I guess you could say, like a niche to like a mainstream market, right? Like that's what's exciting to me because it's like it's going to unlock just like an entirely new, all sorts of new applications of engagement models that I just don't think that we've ever really. Yeah, I think the things that are going to happen in 3 to 5 years are things that we might never even thought were possible now because just everything is just ramping up so so quickly.
Are you
So yeah,
seeing more industries, more different kinds of users
yeah,
purchasing your products and
yeah,
getting
yeah,
into live streaming? What kind of
definitely.
customers are those?
Yeah, I mean,
What market segments are you talking about?
yeah, drone delivery. We work with rail. We work with runways. People that are analyzing walkways, smart cities, all those types of things that are just like you have all these sources, you have all these things, but you don't even really have to like change that out. You can just make those things smarter now. The easy question is always like sports, right? Like it's going to be sports. And I think sports drives a lot of this, but it's driving the innovation to say, man, I could do that for it's anything,
It's
it's like
another application, yeah.
every application. Streaming is the gamut.
If you had to summarize the benefits of being a NanoStream ready partner, um, what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say it gives customers confidence and it gives them, the speed to get things to work flawlessly and to be able to quickly deploy real world solutions overnight, ultimately.
So as we wrap it up here, tell me, Scott, where can people learn more about Osprey Video's streaming solutions?
Yeah, you can learn more about us at www.ospreyvideo.com. You can connect with us on LinkedIn or Osprey Video. Yeah, we're always happy to share workflow insights, help you design a solution that fits your needs.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you at the next show, maybe NAB in April.
Absolutely. Yeah, we
All
will
right.
certainly be there, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Scott.
You bet. Take care.